What's up, y'all? I hope everybody had a great weekend. I also hope everyone is happy and healthy today. So let's go ahead and get down on this Monday. And I want to start off talking about the Oscars because, of course, the Oscars aired last night. And it was good to see that Ryan Coogler won his first Academy Award for Best Original Screenplay for Sinners. Also, Michael B. Jordan took home the Best Actor Award. Now, although it wasn't a clean sweep for Sinners, because one battle after another that was directed by Paul Thomas Anderson actually won Best Picture. So shout out to Teyana Taylor, Leonardo DiCaprio, and the whole team. They did their big one on that one. But, you know, at the end of the day, I'm happy that Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan were able to take home those Covenant Awards themselves. Now, there's another conversation that's being had all over social media, and I knew that this would become a topic of conversation after Timothee Chalamet said what he said about the ballerina and opera community, right? So a couple of weeks ago, I believe, he sat down with Matthew McConaughey, and he said some things that didn't really resonate well with a lot of people. They thought that it was tacky. They thought it was just rude to the ballerina community and also the opera community. And so there are a lot of people that feel that Timothee basically juked himself out of an opportunity to win an Oscar with those crude remarks that he made. And so in my estimation, it comes across as like, well, Michael B. Jordan only won because Timothee Chalamet made those comments and he tanked his own chances, which I totally disagree with. Now, if you watched the Oscars last night, it was very clear and evident that they were piling up on Timothee Chalamet. Every chance they got, they took a shot at him, and I know it had to be a very uncomfortable situation for him and Kylie, but he took it with a smile. He did. And so what I'm going to do right here is play you a clip of what got Timothee in hot water, and then I'm going to play you some clips of people talking about why they feel like, based off of his comments, is the reason why he didn't walk away with an Oscar, and then I'll be back.
And I don't want to be working in ballet or opera or, you know, things where it's like, hey, keep this thing alive, even though no one cares about this anymore. All respect to the ballet and opera people out there. I just lost 14 cents in viewership. But
not only did Timothee Chalamet not win the Oscar, it also feels like everyone in that room thinks he's a joke. They do not take him seriously, evidently. You know, it's been 2 years of back-to-back really aggressive, in-your-face Oscar campaigns from him, and they were really effective in getting people to go see the movie. But I think it shot himself in the foot as far as how other actors, his peers, perceived him, because it was nonstop rips on Timmy tonight, which is, I'm not trying to be like, not too much on my boy. I'm not trying to defend him too hard. But damn, what'd he do? The thing about the ballet and opera situation is that went viral after the voting closed. So that has nothing to do with the fact that he lost. He just lost. He just lost, and he was getting ripped on. It was easy layups on the boy all night. Don't get me wrong, Michael B. Jordan deserved to win. He was phenomenal as Smoke and Stack. But I just feel like Timothee Chalamet is going to get a sympathy Oscar in like 25 years for a role in a movie that's like, okay. And people going to say 25 years from now, why didn't he win for like Marty Supreme or something? I don't know, man.
Does anybody else feel like there was a smear campaign that was orchestrated so that Timothee Chalamet would not win the Oscar? It is just very suspicious, the timing and how he lost tonight his Oscar. There were so many people predicting that Timmy was going to win the Oscar. In Michael B. Jordan's performance, he was great. People are like, he played twins. And I'm like, Lindsay Lohan played twins in Parent Trap. You got Austin Powers playing multiple roles. This isn't a new thing, playing twins. I do think when it comes to the Oscars, it is very unpredictable. I do think that the Oscars disrespects a lot of actors and actresses every single year. You have Leonardo DiCaprio, arguably the best actor of all time. He has only won one Oscar in his career. And I don't even know how he shows up to the Oscars because of the disrespect the Oscars give him every single year that he's nominated. Like, I wouldn't even give them my energy if I was him. Like, I would pull a Sean Penn, because Sean Penn won an award tonight and he's not even there. So what is the point of going to these award shows? All I'm saying is I feel like Timothee Chalamet and Leonardo DiCaprio, they will be better off with their time at home. The Oscars are playing in their faces.
All right, so we just saw and heard all of that. And listen, I could have played a few more clips, but I decided to just narrow it down to these two. Again, there's a lot of positive responses on social media about Michael B. Jordan winning an Oscar, but there's a hell of a lot more people being negative about it. So let's move along and talk about Charlamagne the God being raked all over the coals right now, because he sat down with his buddy old pal Andrew Schultz and said that the real reason why Michael B. Jordan will win an Oscar was based off of the fact that when Michael B. Jordan and Delroy were presenting at the BAFTA Awards, and a guy by the name of John Davison, who suffers from Tourette syndrome, uttered out the word word ninja, and I'm paraphrasing there. And basically Charlamagne the God is saying that the dude John Davison who uttered those words out was paid to do it so it can work in Michael B. Jordan's favor for him to win an Oscar.
Oscar campaign. Now, the best thing that happened to Michael B. Jordan, the best thing that happened to Sinners was hiring that guy to say the BAFTAs.
Delroy and I are delighted to be presenting the first BAFTA of the night for a vital part of movie making.
What a take.
That was the best thing. That was the best PR.
Just slow down for a second. I just want to give you a little chef's kiss right here.
That was the best PR.
Because now the Oscar's like, man, if we don't give it to him.
You see what I'm saying? He changed the tide. You get the guy.
The momentum was going with Timmy.
It was going with Timmy. You get the plant to go there at the Tourette's joint.
And that's why they probably left it in the edit, even though they cut out the other stuff.
You see what I'm saying? Yells out.
Oscar, you go take that little BAFTA. Whoever got the BAFTA.
Michael. No. He didn't win the BAFTA. Michael won the SAG. Which increased his chances of winning the Oscar.
That's
you know
good.
And he won the SAG after they hired the guy to say.
So saying that he should be grateful that. What are you saying?
I'm saying that he's going to win, right? By the way, he should win anyway. I mean, he played two roles in one movie. He played two twin brothers and made them both very distinctive. It was a great acting job from Michael B. Jordan. But you still got a campaign. Why hire a PR?
Why do you have to campaign?
All right, so you heard what Charlamagne had to say about the situation, and it was just goofy behavior. What an imbecile Charlamagne is. I mean, it was just extremely corny. Even if you're joking, why even play like this? You know, why even get on that type of platform and say something like that? And Andrew Schultz could have had just kissed Charlamagne when he said that. He was so feeding into what Charlamagne was saying, because we know that Andrew takes pride in disparaging and taking down and criticizing anything that has to do with black culture. And so Charlamagne just fed right into the narrative that Andrew loves to push. But anyway, let's move along. And it seems as though that Teyana Taylor did not like how the security was handling her. I think they got a little bit too rough and pushed her and shoved her, and she definitely spoke up and stood on all 10. Check this out.
You're a man putting your hands on a female.
Go backstage. Go over a little bit.
Because he's putting his hands on a female. What are you doing? He literally shoved me. He wouldn't even let her. He was damn near shoving her. You just said that's in the stage. Shove us in what? Everybody's still behind. Everybody's having his hands around. But shove me. That's a different story. You can say no and shove me.
All right, so you guys just saw that, and shout out to Teyana for standing up and making sure that they understood that she felt disrespected as a woman in that moment. Now, TMZ caught up with her, but it was no need to play the clip because she basically said the same thing that I just played for you all when she talked to TMZ. She said, hey, don't shove me. It was very disrespectful. The security was out of line and things of that nature. But anyway, I'm gonna let this go right here. I want you guys to feel free to drop down in the comments and leave your thoughts. Don't forget to like. Also, share this video, and if you're new here, consider subbing to the channel. I'll get with you guys later. Have a beautiful day.